In today's video, I am going to explain why calcaneus is important for foot and ankle. This is calcaneus. This is important for ankle movement and foot movement. Why is that? One thing is, there is a bone above calcaneus. This is talus. Okay, talus. Between talus and calcaneus, there is a joint. This is it. This joint is called subtalar joint. Subtalar joint. This is joint below talus. Subtalar joint. Very simple, right? Now, two movements are happening in this subtalar joint. One movement is inversion. Next movement is eversion. Inversion is you kind of bring foot inward. That is inversion. Eversion is opposite. You bring ankle joint, foot kind of outside way. That is eversion. These two movements happen in subtalar joint. Thus, mobility of calcaneus is important for ankle movement. I want to focus on three parts of calcaneus: inside, outside, and the bottom part. If you know what kind of tissues, what kind of muscles there are, you know how important this place is. Let's go to medial part. Okay, this is medial view. This is where calcaneus is. I want to focus on muscles and connective tissue around calcaneus. I want to focus on three muscles from this picture. Let's go to this one. This is tibialis posterior. Tibialis posterior. Next one. This is flexor digitorum longus. The last one is this one. It's a little bit hard to see. This is flexor hallucis longus. Tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, and flexor hallucis longus does inversion. Okay, inversion. And this is medial view. They all do inversion. Thus, when these guys get tight, that inhibits opposite movement. That is eversion. Okay, simple, right? I have to say that again. These three muscles do inversion. Thus, tightness of this place inhibits eversion. That's simple, right? Okay, these are three muscles that pass around medial part around calcaneus, right? Then I want to focus on this one, this connective tissue. This connective tissue is called retinaculum. Retinaculum is like a connective tissue around joint that stabilizes muscles and tendon. So when retinaculum gets tight, that also inhibits joint movement. Now, what kind of tissues kind of passing beneath this retinaculum? Look at that. Tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, flexor hallucis longus. Thus, tightness of retinaculum, this part also inhibits eversion. Does it make sense? Because these three guys do inversion. Thus, if there is a restriction, that inhibits eversion. Very simple. And when I do myofascial release around calcaneus, this area, oh my gosh, restriction of ankle joint is decreased a lot. That means, movement improves a lot. I believe this medial part calcaneus is important for ankle movement. You now know that, right? Three muscles running around here. One connective tissue is running around here. Very important place. Okay, this is medial view. Let's go to lateral view. Okay, this is lateral view. I want to focus on two muscles. These are the muscles. They are fibrillaris longus and fibrillaris brevis. And fibrillaris muscles. They run on outside of calcaneus and ankle joint. One main function of these two guys is eversion. Thus, when these guys get tight, that inhibits opposite movement. Inversion. Simple. Then, like medial part of ankle, of course, there is retinaculum. Yep. there is retinaculum on lateral part of calcaneus, lateral part of ankle joint. Thus, when this retinaculum gets tight, what kind of movement is inhibited? That is inversion. Same like medial part, when retinaculum gets tight, that inhibits inversion. Plus, fibrillaris muscles go beneath retinaculum. So either tightness of retinaculum or fibrillaris muscles inhibits inversion. Very, very important place. Let's go back to a medial part again. Imagine this is retinaculum. Beneath retinaculum, 3 muscles running here. Either 3 muscles or retinaculum tightness inhibits movement of eversion. So medial part and lateral part. Let's go to inferior part, bottom part. This is where calcaneus is. I want you to focus around this area. This place is attachment of foot muscles and foot fascia. What kind of tissues, what kind of muscles are there? Well, this one is plantar fascia. Plantar fascia, very important fascia to maintain foot arches, foot movement, and ankle movement. Very important fascia. This fascia attaches to calcaneus, and there are a lot of foot muscles attaching around calcaneus. They are just numerous. So I say intrinsic foot muscle. Intrinsic foot muscles attached to calcaneus. Intrinsic foot muscles are important to maintain foot movement, toe movement. Very important, tiny, deep muscles attached here. Look at that. Calcaneus is fairly kind of a small bone compared to femur, humerus, pelvis. But there are a lot of connective tissue, a lot of muscles attaching around here. On medial part, there's retinaculum. Close to this area, tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, flexor hallucis longus, they don't attach to calcaneus. But these muscles pass close to calcaneus. If you go lateral part, there are fibrillaris muscles. There is, connective tissue, retinaculum. So like a medial part, fibrillaris muscles don't attach to calcaneus, but they are close enough, very close to calcaneus. And if retinaculum gets tight, fibrillaris muscles function decreases. If you go bottom part, there's plantar fascia and intrinsic foot muscles. They attach to calcaneus, okay? So when this part gets tight, that inhibits for function of these muscles and fascia. Oh my gosh, that is why I focus on the tension around calcaneus. So many important muscles, fascia, connective tissue are around calcaneus. When I do myofascial release for medial part, lateral part, bottom part, movement and function of foot and ankle increases a lot. I love doing myofascial release around here. If you liked today's video, please hit the like button, comment and subscribe. See you next video.